Let's now implement this hierarchical structure with vehicles, airplanes, and civil planes in JavaScript. And we will do that using function constructor and ES6 classes. And I would like to start with function constructors. We will create first civil plane prototype and create instances of this prototype. Okay, let's do that. Let me first declare function. I will use regular function syntax because arrow function expressions don't have own prototype property. And that's why you're not able to use arrow functions as function constructors. Okay, let me declare function, and the name of this function will be civil plane. It is a common convention to name functions that will be used as function constructors starting with capital letter, in order to distinguish between function constructors and regular functions that are used for other purposes. Okay, so name is civil plane. Parameters list will be empty for now, and here will be body of the function. Okay, let me log to the console here civil plane dot prototype. Let's save, and here I will get an object that contains one property, and this property is called constructor, and it is a function. This means that every function in JavaScript has already prototype property, and this property is an object that contains one field constructor. And of course, it contains reference to the parent object. And here is visible property, proto, and prototype of this prototype is object.prototype. And prototype of this prototype is, as you know already, null. Okay, so let me copy this and paste here for your reference. Let me make this window smaller. And next, let me log to the console civil plane dot prototype dot constructor 3 equals to civil plane. What I will get here? I will get, of course, true. It means that each function in JavaScript is equal to its constructor. So here we get true. Next verification. Let's log to the console here civil plane dot prototype dot two underscores proto two underscores, and let's verify whether or not this is equal to object.prototype. Let's save, and here I'll get true. This means that prototype of civil plane.prototype is object.prototype. Let's add one more console log statement. Let me copy this one and paste it here. And here I'll add one more, two underscores proto, two underscores. And here on the right side of this expression will be null. Let's save, and here I get also true. So let me add here those comments, true and true as well. Okay, as you see here, any function in JavaScript that was declared using function declaration has prototype property that has function constructor. And in fact, function itself is equal to function.prototype.constructor. You can also use anonymous function expression. Please note, not arrow function expressions, but regular function expressions assigned to the variables. Let's look at this now. Let me comment this one, and here will be const civil plane equal to function. This will be anonymous function expression, and here again empty body. Let's save this, and here I get same result. It means that you can use either regular function declaration like this or function expression assigned to the variable. In both cases, those functions are function constructors, have prototype property, and that's why you are able to create new instances of prototypes of those functions. Okay, let me here give a name for this example, and the name will be each function in JavaScript, parentheses not arrow function, has prototype property and can be used as a constructor function. And out of the box, it has prototype chain. And in this example, prototype chain is following: civil plane.prototype, next object.prototype, and finally null. Okay, that's it for first example. So here will be example 1. Let's comment this entire example. Let's save this and let's move on to next example. In the next example, let me copy this function declaration, civil plane, and paste it here. And now I will add following statement here. This dot number of seats equal to props dot number of seats. And of course, I need to add here parameter called props. And here down below, I will create new instance of this civil plane. So let me define property object for this first plane. So let me declare it const props for, let's call, small plane, and it will be an object, and inside of this object will be number of seats, and it is equal to 4. And let's here initialize new instance of this civil plane prototype, and this instance will be called small plane. And I will initialize it using new keyword plus name of the function constructor, civil plane. And here I will pass those props, like this. Let's save. I will not get any errors here, but now I will be able to access this new instance of the civil plane prototype. So let's simply log to the console this small plane. Let's save, and here I will get an object. Let me expand it, make it larger, and you see that this object has its own property, number of seats. And in the code, we set this property in the function constructor. Here it is. And if I will expand this proto property, I will see constructor function equal to civil plane. It means that prototype of this small plane is civil plane.prototype. Next prototype is object.prototype. Here it is. Okay, let's add pair of console log statements more. And I will log to the console small plane proto equal to civil plane dot prototype. Let's save, and here I'll get true. Okay, so what happens here when I create new instance of the civil plane prototype? When such syntax is used, new keyword plus function call with arguments, then instead of regular function call, function constructor is called. If I will remove this new keyword and save, I will get here error. Cannot read property proto of undefined. It means that in this case, we simply call civil plane function, it returns undefined, because there is no return statement, and small plane is now undefined here. So here we get undefined, here is this message, and of course, if I try to access proto property of undefined, I will get error, cannot read property of undefined. That's why we need to get back to new keyword, and in this case, function constructor will be called. And you already know that function itself is equal to its function constructor. But what happens under the hood when you call function constructor? Let's discuss this after the small pause. See you.